This is the part of the show where I analyze people's Goodreads and recommend them a book I think they'll love. I'm feeling ambitious today, so we are going to analyze 3 people and recommend them each the perfect book. Let's start off with the Library of Sarah. Sarah is 22 and she joined Goodreads about the same time I did 4 years ago. She loves reading, writing, photography, and horses. Her favorite genres are realistic fiction, fantasy, YA, and LGBT novels. She's not a fan of romance or fiction based on the lives of people who actually lived, which I have to agree wholeheartedly on the last one. I'd much prefer to read an actual biography of a real person rather than a fictionalized account of their lives. But anyway, she's rated 174 books with an average rating of 3.76. She really likes The Giver, saying it makes you think. She also really liked Bridge to Terabithia, saying it covered a lot of real issues and the children had such great imagination. She, like me, is a huge fan of Patricia Reed's Enchanted Forest Chronicles. This is a fairy tale parody series that is really hilarious. As she puts it, the characters are all unique, witty, and sarcastic. She thought the book To the Shining was much better than the movie. Other books she really likes are The Book of 1,000 Days by Shannon Hill, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and Coraline. She hated Wake by Lisa McMahon, saying it was a nightmare to get through. Okay, since she seems to enjoy books where kids have plenty of imagination, I'm going to recommend one of my favorite books from when I was younger that made my imagination just soar. It's Half Magic by Edward Eager. It's about 4 kids who come into possession of a magic coin, but it only grants half of your wish to sometimes hilarious effect. I hope you like it, Sarah. So the second person we are going to analyze today is, and I'm probably going to murder your name, Magali Najarian. Magali is from Montreal in Canada. She's been active on Goodreads for almost 3 years now and has rated 88 books with an average rating of 4.26. She's currently reading a book on unlocking her dog's potential and also the first Game of Thrones book. She, like me, is a big Agatha Christie fan. Some of her favorites are The 5 Little Pigs and By the Pricking of My Thumbs. She loved the Graveyard book, saying it made her cry, though she wishes it had answered a few more questions for her. She loved Anna and the French Kiss, saying if Anna was real, she knows they'd be best friends. Other books she loved: Pride and Prejudice, Tuesdays with Morrie, The Art of War, and Lemony Snicket. She did not like Crank by Ellen Hopkins. So we are both obviously a fan of a good British tea cozy mystery. I'm going to have to recommend another classic British mystery series, which are the Lord Peter Wimsey books by Dorothy Sayers. Dorothy Sayers was a friend of C.S. Lewis and Tolkien, and she writes this series of books about this affable British aristocrat who sticks his nose into and solves crime. The entire series is good, but my favorite is definitely Gaudy Night. Our third victim is Curious Daisy. She's been active on Goodreads for around 3 years. She loves literature, fashion, and music. Her favorite genres are thrillers, chick lit, classics, and contemporary. She's rated 294 books with an average rating of 3.30, so she's a tough rater, almost as tough as me. She loves Bridget Jones's Diary, saying it was hilarious. She loved The Fault in Our Stars, saying she totally did not expect that ending. Her favorite Austen is Northanger Abbey, which is interesting to me as that's the hardest one for me to get through. I think if I knew more about gothic romances from the time, it would be funnier for me, but Curious Daisy loved it. Other books she loved were Animal Farm, Shadow of the Wind, To Kill a Mockingbird, the Steve Jobs biography, The Graveyard Book, Anna Karenina, Don Quixote, Les Mis, Robinson Crusoe. She disliked Obsidian, saying it felt like it had inconsistencies, like the fact that the main character is a book blogger, but we never see her read a book. She also wasn't a big fan of If I Stay, saying it wasn't worth the hype. Other books she didn't like were Paper Towns, Fangirl, Gone Girl, and The Elite. Okay, as Curious Daisy is a big fan of classics, I'm going to recommend one of the very few it seems that she hasn't read yet, which is Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. Hardy's definitely a descriptive writer, but it really helps to set the pace and get the image of the countryside embedded in your mind. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I need to read another Thomas Hardy soon. Maybe Tests of the D'Urbervilles? Alright, the Goodreads Psychic is closing up shop for the day. If you would like to be added to my list to be analyzed, drop a link to your Goodreads page in the comments below.